Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a story time, my experience type video, which I don't normally do, so this should be interesting. We're going to be talking all about my lip injections. So if you're interested in seeing that, keep on watching. And if you're new to my channel, hey, I'm Lori. I'm a licensed cosmetologist and certified makeup artist, and I do beauty guru type videos and a little bit of cooking and whatever interests me really. So welcome, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. Now let's get into the discussion. Okay, so I've had lip injections, I want to say 2.5 times, which sounds weird, but we'll get into how there's kind of a half. It was more of a touch-up. Anyway, so the first time I ever had lip injections was quite a long time ago. I want to say 6 or 7 years ago, and 6 years ago, because it was when I was still in Florida. So 6 years ago, and I went to this place deeper into Orlando, Florida, and it was, I believe, $500 for one. Okay, so the first time I went, I got one syringe, and I can't remember if it was Juvederm or Restylane, but I believe it was Juvederm. I'm not sure which one I got. Literally, it wasn't like a doctor or PA or anybody who did it. I think she was just like a nurse or a nurse assistant, not even sure. And it was $500 for the one syringe, which I believe was 1 cc. But in my research, I found that I guess actually one syringe is 0.8 cc's of Juvederm. At least I saw that online, so it may be like a little less than they actually tell you. I'm not sure. But she was really nice and really sweet, but I just didn't get the idea that she really knew what she was doing. So I get there, I sign, my consent form or whatever, give them my ID, pay them, of course, and then I had my friend with me, and they take me back, and they put this numbing cream on you, and you wait, 20, 30 minutes, and then they start the lip injection. So she goes, "Where do you want them?" And I'm like, everywhere. I have no lips. I don't know. I will show you guys some pictures of me before lip injections, but my lips were just smaller. I had very little top lip, and my bottom lip is kind of straight on the bottom. I wanted more of a curve. So I was like, I just want them bigger, and I'd like to see a curve here. So pretty much the whole time she started, and then she'd be like, "Where do you want more?" And I would have to look and point, but that's not really a good thing, because as you're injecting your lips very fast, very quickly, they start to swell. So you may think you have the fullness in a spot, but it might have just been a spot that was more sensitive and got more swollen, not necessarily that there's more Juvederm in that spot, so you need to balance it by putting it in the other side. So the fact that she was asking me where I wanted it isn't exactly the best. It isn't very professional. I mean, I was a lot younger, so I kind of just was like, okay, put it here. But now thinking back, I wouldn't go back there. And she was nice, and the place was nice, it was clean, it was sterile, all that good stuff. But the professional should know where to put those things. If somebody comes to me in my salon and they say, "Lori, I want a full head of highlights and I want them thin and natural," I might ask them where they part their hair, and then from there, I'm gonna figure it out. Maybe some questions do you want more around your face? But I'm not gonna say, "So where do you want me to put this foil?" What? They'd be like, "I don't know, that's your job." You know what I mean? You're the professional. You should know, where it needs to go. So, I want to say they lasted about 6 months. They told me they'd last 8 months, maybe a year. I want to say more so 6 months. I only had the one syringe. I'm pretty sure it was Juvederm, but I only had the one syringe. Yeah, and they look decent. I know I have a picture somewhere. I'll try to insert it, but literally I'm doing the whole kind of face in the car, so I don't know how well you can see my lips, but I'll find some from that time era and try to insert them here.
Okay, so you could see they did a little bit. I have some volume in my lips, but not very much. My bottom lip was bigger, but I still have very little top lip. She did give me a little bit of that curve I was looking for, though, on the bottom lip.
So, on a pain scale, I don't remember it hurting that bad. I will say, I am pretty decent with pain. I have Crohn's disease, so I'm constantly getting IVs and injections and intravenous medication. Like I've been sticked, I guess, more than the average person my age. I don't know. So like I'm used to kind of like needles and stuff. They don't bother me. Going to the dentist and getting like Novocaine if I had like a cavity or something, it doesn't really bother me. I have lots of tattoos, so like I guess my pain tolerance may be a little bit better than others, or I'm just used to handling it more often than others. I don't know. But I remember it hurting a little, but not too bad. Yeah, it's kind of like just like a prick when they first put it in, and it's like kind of annoying, and then it's out, and then they do it again over and over. Yeah, and I was so bruised the first time I ever did it. Like I remember I had school the next day, and I wore like I had to wear lipstick and check my lips and make sure that the coverage was there from the lipstick, like wearing a darker color. I think I like rocked MAC Rebel and like one of those lip surgeons. Are those Tarte lip surgeons? Yeah, I was like rocking darker colors and just covering them because I was like black and blue lips. Like they were just purpley, and you know, I had to wear a dark lipstick. I had to wear dark lipstick to cover up the bruising so people didn't think I like ran into a wall or got beat or something. So I know I don't have too much information on that first time, but like literally that's like all I remember. It was such a long time ago. And honestly, like back to the Crohn's disease for a second, like my brain fog is real, so I don't think I remember things as vividly maybe as other people. At least not, I don't know. So fast forward to the beginning of January, I started thinking, this year, 2017, I started thinking about getting lip injections again. Like, I guess it's more on trend. Like back when I did it, like I don't think Kylie Jenner was really a thing, and if she was like, you know, young and she didn't have lip injections yet. It was like before she would have transformed. Like big lips weren't as much of a thing, at least from what I remember, or like trending like they are now. I just wanted bigger lips always. Like I'm that type of person, like go big or go home kind of. So now it was kind of trending again, and I was like, man, I should do that again. Like I really want bigger lips, and January is my birthday month, so you know what, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna spoil myself. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna find a place and I'm gonna get lip injections done. And that's what I did. So I did some research and I found this place really close to my job, so about 20-30 minutes away from my house. And I made an appointment for after work, literally like that day or the next day. Like your girl is impulsive. Like when I have my mind set on something, like I'm gonna do it. Like there's like, I drive people crazy with it. Like if I get it in my head, it's happening. Like I thought about doing my hair pink, and the next day my hair was pink. So that's kind of just how I am as a person. I can't help it. Like I gotta do it now. Very impatient. So I made my appointment and I went there. And I had it done by a PA this time. So the first thing is this nurse lady takes me back. She's super pretty. And she had big lips. So immediately I asked her, I'm like, if you don't mind, like, do you have, and she's like, no. I was like, man, okay. So she's just luckily blessed. Luckily blessed, does that make sense? I don't know. So she takes me back. We take some pictures, you know, straight on. They turn you to the side, they take a picture. Turn you to the other side, they take a picture. And then once that's all done, they bring you to the room. You speak with the PA. And my PA's name is Gary. And it was funny because my dad's actually a PA, and he works in emergency medicine, so the ER. And this PA actually knew my dad, like had his phone number and everything, and used to work with him in the ER before he switched into like dermatology, plastic surgery type, you know, office. He switched fields. So like a PA could switch fields, like a physician could be, you know, in a different field. So he knew my dad, like legit had his phone number. I'm like, shit, he's gonna tell my dad I'm getting lip injections. I mean, I'm a grown woman, but I wasn't running to be like, hey dad, I'm getting lip injections. I don't know. You know what I mean. So he can't really say anything. I wound up telling my dad anyway, but he couldn't say anything because, you know, patient doctor confidentiality, like they can't do that. So he was really cool. He was like really intense and like staring at my lips and like making sure like he had like his, like he was professional. He was like looking and like seeing like what he could do and showing me some things and whatever. And I trusted him from that. Like I was like, okay, this sounds much better. I feel more comfortable. So they put on loads and loads of nummy stuff. I have pictures I will insert right now. So I had a bunch of nummy stuff on my lips. And then, they leave you in the room for like 20 minutes. So I'm just playing on my phone. And then you kind of feel yourself drooling a little, which is gross because your lips are gone numb. And then we start the procedure. So there's the pretty nurse lady and Gary, the PA. And as he's injecting, she's cleaning, like any like little drops of blood or things like that. I did not get a dental block. I watched somebody else's video on the injections and they got like a dental block. All I had was numbing cream and it was fine. When they do first like inject the needle, like sometimes they'll inject it in, right? And push it up and then kind of slide back as they let out the product. When they first I'm going to talk about it in like quadrants. So you have 4 quadrants of your lips, right? The 2 top halves of your top and the 2 bottom halves of the bottom of your lips, left and right side. So each time they go into a different like area, you will feel the first prick, like kind of like a little needle, not gonna lie. But it's not too bad. It's like, and then it's over. Like that 1 second you're like, ow, but it's already in and you're fine. Once they inject again into that area, you're already numb because there's a numbing agent in the Juvederm. Oh, I didn't mention that. I got Juvederm the second time as well. So there's a numbing agent in the Juvederm. So once that area has been injected, the next time they inject in that general area, it doesn't hurt at all. Like I didn't even feel it, like at all. So I'd say it only hurts on like, the first time they inject per area, and then when they go in that area again, it's nothing. So, I mean, does it hurt a little? Yeah, on a scale from 1 through 10. Overall, I'd give it like a 3, maybe a 4, just because of those initial pricks in each spot. So I wasn't sure if I was going to do 1 syringe or 2. We wound up doing 2. Now, they're not all in my lips, so I'll explain. Juvederm is a filler. It can be used in other facial areas as well. So what we did is I probably had like 1.5, no, not even, maybe like 1.5 in my lips, and then he took the other half of the second syringe and filled in some of my acne scarring for me. And you can still see I have some scarring, and I always will. Like, there's things out there, but I just don't have the money to afford, those kind of laser treatments and stuff to fix my face. So he injected some in and like pushed on it and like got it into those pockets a little bit to just, it won't make them go away, but it will minimize the appearance of those like crater scars from the old cystic acne I had when I was younger. And yeah, so the rest was on my lips and he put some in those areas. So I was like now I'm so happy I did it. But like when I left that day, I'll insert some pictures here. I was so swollen. My husband came home and he was like, what did you do to your face? And I was like, I got lip injections. Like I'm like that kind of way. I'm like, look what I did. Yeah, so after a few days the swelling went down, and they looked so much better. I did notice that my bottom lip, like this side was a little fuller than this side, and that's something that's probably naturally occurring with my lips anyway. I don't have like really nice shaped lips to begin with. So I had to have my checkup appointment anyway, which did not happen the first time 6 years ago. So I go for my checkup and he's looking at my lips and there was a spot on the top lip that he didn't like and wanted to put a little more in. And I wasn't super happy with the bottom lip. I wanted a little more in the bottom, and especially on this side, because we focus so much more on my top lip since I don't really have a top lip. And he went ahead and fixed that up for me, and yeah, like honestly my experience at that place and with him was fantastic. He did an amazing job. I will definitely go back to him in the future. I plan to go back probably in like another 4 months, and then after that maybe like 6 months, and then like 8 months, because the more you do it, it'll start to last longer. When they tell you it's going to last 8 months, I don't really believe that. I think if they say 8, it's more like 4 to 6. It doesn't last as long as they say, unfortunately. I mean, they have to say things like that probably to help sell it. I don't know. or maybe different bodies break it down at different speeds, because it's really just hyaluronic acid, which is naturally occurring and existing in our bodies anyway. Yeah, so the second time was more expensive because I did do 2 syringes, and I was, you know, I don't really want to say a more expensive area because both those areas are kind of pricey, but it did cost a couple hundred more than the first time. But it was my birthday present to myself, and it's, you know, if it makes you feel good and once in a blue moon you splurge, it's okay. Like, and that's something I have to tell myself once in a while too, because you know what, you life isn't promised, and you never know how long you have, and sometimes you just gotta justify treating yourself, because I don't work hard every day, all day, full-time job, you know, to pay my bills and die. Like, I just don't. Like, I'm responsible, like, I'm a mom, I have a family, but like, sometimes you need to treat yourself, and it was my birthday, and I'm like, I'm doing it, and I plan to keep up with it, so I probably should start saving now for that procedure. And when I was actually there, I just squeezed like a squeezy ball, and he let me kind of hold a mirror and like look and watch. And some people may not want to see needles going into them, but I was like super curious, and like I really enjoyed the whole process of it. Like, for me, it was actually a lot of fun. Like, it's a good thing I don't have like a crap ton of money, because I'd probably get like well, not everything done, because I'm scared to really mess with my face more than like things that aren't permanent, like injections, but I'd probably be getting way more procedures. I think that plastic surgery procedures are totally fine. I don't understand why people hate on them so much. I don't understand. To me, it's like the same thing as makeup. Why not enhance the natural beauty that you have? Or if something bothers you, but there's a solution out there to do something about it, why not do it? Like, it's all great. If you can learn to accept yourself and love that about you, then fine, power to you. But there's no reason to hate on people who want to make a change and do something. Like, I haven't had many cosmetic procedures. I've had lip injections twice, and I've had 2 breast augmentations. That's all I've had, just boob job and lips. I am more afraid to do anything permanent. I have thought about maybe a mini tummy tuck in the future, because I did have a son, and I do have C-section scar and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know if I'll do that, because to me that one's a lot more scary. I don't know how I feel about it. But like, if you don't want to, you know, hear about this kind of stuff, I'm not going to put that many videos down on it. Maybe 1 or 2 more in the future, I don't know. But you don't have to watch this kind of video. You don't have to comment on other people's videos of this topic. Like, if it makes them happy, what do you care? I just don't get it. I've seen a lot of hate on people for like getting, you know, any kind of plastic surgery or body modification. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I love my lip injections. My lips are still not perfect. Like, they're still my lips, so they're not going to be like perfectly beautiful shaped lips now, because I wasn't born with that. We all get something. Like, I have big brown eyes, which I love, but my lips were tiny, you know. Like, you win some, you lose some, and that's okay. And if you want to get lip injections and you're of legal age to do it on your own, then power to you, go for it. If other people don't support you, it doesn't really matter. You need to do what makes you happy. Don't do it for anybody else. Don't do it for a man. Do what makes you happy. Trust me, my husband didn't want me to do this. He doesn't really care that I did it, but I didn't do it for him. I did it for me, because I wanted it, you know? So like, if other people don't support you on it, like, you got me, I support you on it. So yeah, I think that touches on pretty much the overall experience of everything. The second time was very swollen as well. I'm going to have all those pictures inserted either within the video or now, some more before and after type photos.
So here is my before. You can see they're very thin, not much top lip. You can see the straightness on the bottom lip I was talking about, very small. And here is after, much fuller, a little bit pouty. I actually have some top lip. It makes lipstick a lot more fun, I can tell you that. So definitely worth it, guys.
I'm gonna cut it off now because we're at about 20 minutes so far recorded. So I'm guessing after I cut this down a bit, it'll be like around 15 minutes. So I don't want to ramble on forever. And if you have any other questions that I didn't really answer, you can go ahead and leave them in the comments. Or if you wanted a part 2 and there was a lot of comment questions, then eventually I could make that or something. So yeah, that was my kind of lip injection story. I've never really done a story time type video that I can remember, so if you liked it, please let me know, because there are other things I could touch upon, like my life with Crohn's disease, or my breast augmentation story, like things like that. So go ahead and leave me a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!